I sent them.
No, she wasn't here.
She wasn't
here, so.
We're missing one page.
Bad.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like we're all here, I'd like to call a meeting to order.
I'll second it.
Sign-in sheets going around, so everybody sign it. Don't give it back to me, because that could be looking for
No,
me.
send it this.
You're just looking for me. All right, Shirley should be here in a few minutes. Well, let's go over the minutes from last time, if we could. That is what we're supposed to be doing first, but people are here, I'd like to do them.
Corrected minutes.
Yeah. Has everybody had a chance to read them?
The corrected ones?
Yes.
No, I read the old ones.
Okay. Did you read the corrected one? Yes. Did you find anything? Okay. I didn't either.
No,
No?
I don't.
I wouldn't have to, maybe you won't have to read them to us if you don't want to, it's the second one.
The
No,
only
this-
question I
The
have,
ones, the minutes from last week, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't done those, we haven't approved.
Both of them?
No.
No.
The fourth.
Oh, the fourth is all set.
Yes.
the only thing on the CDO,
Thank you.
you said Paul can issue permits, but I didn't think he could. I thought Mike said he does not issue permits, that he just kind of.
He gives me the application.
Yes, but he doesn't issue any
Okay.
permits.
That's correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
Where was that?
No, you're right.
Anything else? No, I don't have
Yeah, I did minutes for a long time. I never got everything 100%.
No.
So,
Oh, it's
don't-
hard.
Oh, yes, it was very hard.
Oh, that's
Because
very hard.
you're trying to listen. Yeah, it's hard.
Is there an extra copy of the 111 minutes?
I don't have the 111 minutes either.
Oh, well,
My
Royce, do you want to do?
God.
I'll take the staple out for you.
I got the one before. Sorry, I got some. Sorry about that, guys.
Do you need copies of the 11:10 meeting?
Just give me another one. That will work.
111.
Because I'm tired.
Who needs copies of the 111?
I think, well, he's-
Okay.
we were gonna do the 11:10 minutes also, but those are just organization. I don't think there'll be any corrections.
They have to be actually written though.
They do, so you need copies of that.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. very
That's what
much.
we elected? That was to the elections, yeah, we did.
There we go.
Yes.
Whatever it was. All right. Yeah.
Do we
That's when
need,
Becky was elected.
How many copies of the November meeting?
Probably all of us.
All
Yeah,
of
all
us.
of us.
Nine.
All of us.
Yeah, we'll keep a couple copies for people that have to.
Yes.
Who else have you-
Jerry.
Jerry.
He's having to travel.
Yeah, she's
here
in-
every night.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah, she's in Port, she was just leaving Portland.
yeah, yeah. If she's not here, I usually know that she's late. She sometimes will email me.
She did send an email.
But I probably just, since my phone is home anyway, or in my driveway.
Oh, it's so organized.
I was sitting down, organizing everything.
I know.
Shirley,
I know, right?
I'll put Becky, Becky's square.
At 5:40, she hadn't left Portland.
oh, that's okay, all right. Work is work, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'd like to make a motion that
Has
after the
everybody signed
paperwork
these?
comes back, that we let Shirley do her presentation, and that way she can go home and relax.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, and then we'll continue the meeting.
technicalities.
Yes, I know.
How come Shirley gets going and we don't?
And that's right.
This is part of her job, you volunteered.
She's pretty
Silly
much
you.
volunteering too.
Yes, yes, she's a volunteer, I should, yes, that's very close.
We did get it.
Eve.
I think I'm gonna get rid of that. Well, see, what I've done, that's why I have a laptop, so I'm incorporating all these numbers into a spreadsheet. on my computer. So I don't have to write this in every time. It's easier said than done. I don't know, I never had like, I came in together, and then went in to talk to Sue and left it here. And I haven't seen
These are the ones
it.
that Bruce just did. There's another one coming.
Okay.
Okay. Pass those, I'm gonna punch holes in them so you can get them off.
Okay. They're all forwarded.
Okay, thanks.
Do you need copies of summer camp?
No, I haven't had.
Anyone need copies of summer camp? No. We settled on You have what I have.
The 2016, 2017?
All right, let's Shirley start with her budget. Is everybody all punched and,
Everybody's punched, they just don't have the minutes yet. But we're not doing those right now.
no,
Second, Sharon.
we're gonna start, I think.
You need to do is that.
That's was mine, that's what mine
We still need some.
I think we're going to resume the next meeting at the,
I
still need one.
I had a copy.
You do?
Well, because I printed it out at home.
So you need one.
No, I've got one.
Okay.
I don't need one.
All right, are we ready for Shirley?
We're ready
Summer
for
camp.
Shirley.
For summer camp, think of summer.
I guess you don't. Okay.
You all set, Shirley?
I don't know what we're supposed to do.
Okay, we're gonna go line for line. We'll go line for
Okay.
line. Just, I think that's what you did in the meeting with us.
No, she skipped around.
Okay, we're gonna go line for line. That's.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, regular wages.
They increased because minimum wage went up.
Oh, okay.
That's why there's a big increase there.
What were your people getting before?
Minimum wage up to $9 an hour, but I didn't feel I should bring someone in off the street and have them make the same as someone who's been with me for 4 or 5 years. So everybody got an increase.
What was the increase?
$1.50, because that's what the minimum wage went up.
So they're getting a flat 9.
No, the people that were making 9 would get $1.50 too, so they would
Okay.
increase them too. So then not everybody's making the same amount, because I have people that have been with me for a long time.
Okay.
So that's where the wages
And
went
your
up.
ratio, kid to.
8 to 1, I have mandated by the state, eight campers to 1 adult, or 1 counselor. I don't have any control over that. Last year I had 40 campers. Because of that, payroll taxes went up,
Oh, yeah.
that kind of stuff. The insurance, it shows I had requested different last year and the year before, but I went by what they charged me last year, is what I requested for this year. It may go up, but no one seemed to know, so.
Okay. I need
Sure.
to ask you a couple more questions about the payroll.
Yeah.
How many hours do you average a week?
Well, we're there from Monday through Friday, and Monday through Thursday. Some are there from 7:30 and some are there from 8:30, and we're there till 5. So
Right.
every person works a different amount of hours.
So do you have full-time people that are there?
Well, they're all
Paid
there
hours?
all the time, they have to be, because all my campers are there all the time. But my 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning is, just for people who wanna pay extra and come in early, it's called the early care, so I only have 2 people on at that time.
So how long is it altogether?
5 weeks.
Okay, and, how many employees do you have at this
Well,
point?
it depends on how many campers I have.
Okay, so how many you had 40 last year, and you had one for every 8, right?
I had 5 of us working, so
Okay.
that would be 5 times
5 last year.
If you get one more camper, do you?
I wouldn't ta, it depends on when it came through. If it came through right near my cutoff date, I don't take them, I'm full, because I can't bring 2 kids in and hire a whole new, another person. I put them on a wait list if I had to see if I got enough, but usually I have a cutoff date in June, and that's the last date I take campers. And it usually dwindles down enough so I might get 1 or 2 calls after that, but not usually.
But in June, when your cutoff comes, if you had one more, would you?
I can't take them until unless I took like at least 5 more to pay that person's salary,
Perfect.
is what I try to figure out. It depends on what circumstances.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's
Back to
okay.
your.
No, ask any question you want. Like I said, the insurance is the same as that's what they charged me last year. That's, I go through the town insurance. Supplies, I take donations wherever I can get them, and in between that, that's what it costs me to try to have activities and things for kids to do while they're at camp.
Looking at last year, you were 400.
Yeah,
This year you're going to 250. So because you got more donations, or?
I don't know where those numbers come from. They just, I don't even remember. I don't know why it went up or down, to tell you the truth. I just try to stick around the 250, and usually that, I think it's probably because that's what I spent last year. I didn't spend the 400, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably
That's, I usually go by what I spend, not by what I ask for.
Yeah.
They were a little bit mixed up.
So what are you spending?
I'm sorry, what?
What are you spending? What is it? Where are they?
I have to, water to bring with us on things, ice, stuff for crafts. If I don't have those things donated, I need a few things, I usually go out and buy those. I go out, like usually in June, and buy the stuff I need to get me through the summer, as much as I can.
You want to give them all to yours?
Sure, if you want.
Yeah, because then we'll sort them out.
But you think 250 is gonna be enough?
Yeah,
It
Why-
looks like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, why was there a request for?
like I
I
said,
suppose it's probably a redundant question, I heard her.
because last year I spent 250, so that's why I requested 250 this year.
But the year before that, you spent 400?
The year before that, I didn't run it one year, I had a bad accident, so
Right.
that
I
could have been
remember.
why I can't, at this point, I don't really remember. I haven't gone over, so I have it all itemized at home, but I don't know.
11, 10.
Okay.
Exactly.
So when this budget came through, the 2016-17 budget came through, did you do that, or did Judge?
I did that.
You did, but you weren't sure of the
I had
numbers, so
no
you
records
just
to
asked
go
for?
by or
Okay.
anything. I just had my records of what I had requested everything and done everything up until the 2 weeks before camp started. She just ran the camp through the summer.
Right.
And so, I had those records that went into the town, and I went by some of that.
Okay. But you think that 250 is gonna be enough? I just don't want you to be short.
Right. Outside services is field trips, buses, that kind of thing. And that's what's included in that 3,800.
Yeah, that's pretty expensive.
We go on two
yeah.
field trips a week,
Nice.
and we try to do local, and we do a couple that are like Fun Town and things like that, but that's where those expenses come in.
What do you do also?
I do Fernal Shores, I do Salmon Falls Campground.
They have, what do they have down?
Oh,
Salmon Falls Campground has a
yeah,
full-size
good.
pool,
Mini
which is
golf.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And Fernal Shores, she's been really good to us. I do skydive.
Oh, they really do
Really
good.
good. I've done a lot.
that's
I
good to do.
vary it from year to year, but I try to do as much as I can local.
Do they eat there or just go
Yes,
walk?
they feed us a whole big barbecue there.
that's
And
nice.
they don't charge us anything, they just,
That's
Wow.
They're very good to the community, they really are.
We get a tour of the planes, and they show us how they put their gear on and off. They're just fabulous.
Yeah, the new people are.
Yeah,
Not like
they,
the old people.
Oh, great.
Then if you haven't been there, just go, they have a nice little
Oh, it's fun.
takeout place, you can just go and sit and watch.
Yeah.
And the food is decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nicely.
So Shirley, I just want to ask you, because I don't have it in front of me. your revenue that comes in covers all of this.
Yes.
This is no taxpayer dollars
No.
being spent here.
I am not for quite a few years.
Thank you.
Yeah, back, I think it said 2014, 15, I asked for 1,000, and I haven't for the last, this is my third year.
Wow.
And I think talking to the bookkeeper, I have like $3,000 in a, that I have
Like a
left over, it
slush.
rolls over, so that if I do run short on something, that's there to be, I can use.
Yeah, they set that up in that type of an account so that it doesn't
Yep.
assimilate back in. That's perfect.
And I try to do the registration fees for the kids to go by what Berwick's is, North Berwick and those charge, so I keep us all about, we all are similar in what we charge campers.
Yeah, thank you. That's good for me, Sean, did you?
No, I was going back to, I was just gonna add to the supply thing. It looked like in 15-16 that she only spent $240, so I see why she changed that line.
Plus, if you need it, you've got it there.
Yeah, I'm trying not to, but.
Sounds like a great program.
It is a great
Since
program.
you're covering yourself anyway, I mean.
You should go.
I don't think that they can be, who could object?
Yeah.
No, it's not costing, it's a really a good program, and it's good for the town, and it doesn't cost us a dime.
And I invite anybody who ever wants to stop in, we're stationed at the Lebanon Elementary School, and we're in the gymnasium there, you're welcome to stop in and see the program anytime you want.
And now I'm sad my grandkids aren't there.
My grandson looks. Now, what is the ages?
6 to 12.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, what's the cost?
It's $325 for the first child and $305 for the second,
For 5 weeks,
for 5 weeks.
That covers the whole 5?
Yeah, it goes the whole 5.
Can you say this, can you say that again?
$325 for the first child and $305 for the second.
That is,
It's
very reasonable.
the second and however.
Yeah, and how many more,
Childcare
yeah,
expense.
yeah, I do have some that have 3 and 4 children.
Right.
I was gonna say, once you got 4 kids going.
I do have a couple families that are way up there.
Do you have a scholarship?
No, I have not been able to come up with anything to go that way.
That's a good thing for the community to remember.
Mm. It
Look at
is.
the building.
I mean, I've had people call looking for them, but I haven't found a way to come up with anything.
It's something, not to get off track, but it's something that I've thought about a lot in this community, that we should have a list of places that can take donations for things like that. I mean, there are a lot of people that are always asking or looking, or even if you're just buying candy, or, you know, for
I
Halloween
know
or
they do that
whatever.
in Georgia all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I have a lot of paper and stuff from
Or a
different
wish
things
list,
I've
if you had a
done.
wish list of
Okay,
things you
I
could
could do
use.
that.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think you can post it in here.
Yeah.
Wish
Right.
list.
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
Box with your name on it.
Because I've had people call me and I'm like, I'll take anything, and if I don't use it, I can always donate it into the school, and the school can use it.
Right.
And I've had a lot of paper and yarn and things like that donated
Or
over
who
the
knows, maybe
years.
you get enough for a
Yeah.
kid to go for free.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Any other questions?
I just wanted to backtrack for a second because I was
Sure.
rummaging through paperwork. So you said, obviously, you know, everything goes through the general fund and the budget's pretty much covered. But what were you saying in regards to what balances that out if there is an over
I have,
expenditure?
my fund, what do you call
Yeah,
it?
It's an
Enterprise.
Thank you.
Okay,
Enterprise account that rolls over from year to year.
okay.
So it doesn't go in the general fund?
Okay.
No.
Because I'm looking at numbers,
Right.
crunching numbers, it looks like 15-16, the budget did go over. Revenue
Right.
covered a majority of it, but it looks like there was $1,700 that wasn't covered.
But I had the money, I had the money in the fund,
Gotcha,
so
okay.
that I could use that. Like this year, I have like 3,000 something.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I
I try
thought I
not
heard you say
to,
that,
right.
but I wanted to make
At
sure.
one point, we were actually we got a big donation from York Hospital for years, and that
Oh, I know,
helps go over, so they put me into this kind of fund, and I've been able to keep it pretty much without asking
Now,
anything from
who
the town.
has charge of that fund? You or the town, or who
The fund itself,
Yeah.
everything goes through the town.
goes through the town?
Yes, all my expenses, all my income goes right through the town.
Anything else? Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the
Thanks,
service.
Cheryl.
you're doing.
Yes.
Great
And write a
program.
wish list of what you need.
I will,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
And you can write money too.
Well, I have a scholarship.
Bag of
money.
50s.
Yeah.
Unmarked bills.
Share with your friends.
He was close.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks for them. moving for budget, why don't we just go to the, transfer station? Everyone agree to that?
Sure.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
All right,
here,
Maurice, you were at the meeting with the transfer station?
Yep.
Okay,
The major change that we chose to do was, bring the top line here on wages.
let's do that.
It was felt, after we discussed it, that we were a little bit too tight on
Okay.
it. So, rather than have an issue come up midsummer or something like that, we chose to increase it. It went from about 64 up.
13,000, Grace,
from 57 to 70,000.
57 to 70.
Right, that's a
yeah.
little bit
And,
more than just being tight.
Yeah.
and,
Well, you've got 4 people now.
Aren't you
You've
one
got
less
3
day?
days that they're operating.
But you're
So
one
those-
less day than you used to be.
So that's,
You may be one less day, but you still have even more rubbish than you did before. So the people that are there are
but
working
they get
even
paid by
harder.
the hour, not
But they
by,
And they're
get
putting
paid by
in,
the hour.
yes, they are getting paid by the hour.
Okay.
so you're looking at opening back up on Mondays, is that why you gave such a huge
No.
increase?
And
No, just to allow that budget. This is the first year we've done this.
Is everything getting a raise?
No.
What are they getting?
Then what's the,
Well, they have to get
why is the budget?
minimum wage, right? They have to at least get
Well,
minimum
for
wage.
one thing, Judy, a year ago, they cut, how many $1,000s out of that budget? I forget, at town meeting.
Right, but did we go in the negative? No,
No, we didn't.
we didn't go in the negative, so,
well, we're still running with the
Yeah, you don't
new
know.
budget numbers.
Yeah, but
You're
we're
going to-
36,000 out of
First year of
57,000.
We're gonna go over again, and it looks like in 15-16, we went over in payroll. And it seems to be, in
Yeah,
all
but
due
that
respect, it
was,
seems to be the same issue with transfer station payroll.
right.
There doesn't, the hours don't add up.
Right.
If you only have so many, I'm just saying,
I
you
know,
know, so
here we
many
go again.
people.
Yeah,
I
here we
don't
go
wanna
again, right.
beat it over the head, but it's the same
no,
thing.
I'm not.
No, we're all
suggesting-
in agreement.
Yeah,
It just
okay.
doesn't make sense to me.
and now we don't have a department head to even
4
question.
days and they work
Yeah, I know.
8
Well, the
hours.
selectman of the department head, right? Aren't you
Yeah.
guys supervisors?
I guess my first
Yeah, but I'm
question
the lucky
then
guy tonight.
would be how many hours a week are you allotting for the transfer station?
Right.
How many hours?
So you're four-
It's 4 employees.
Yeah.
But they don't all work all 4
Right.
days, Judy.
No,
Don't only 2 of them
not
work?
always.
Two
But
of
if
them
it, what
work.
happens when you need them and you don't have the money to cover that?
I'm
That's
just,
my question.
that was my asking you a question. 2 of them work all 3 days, correct? 27 hours, don't 2 of them work 27 hours? And 2 of them work 18?
I think you've got 3 people up there working now on the 3 days.
3 at 27 hours.
I
For
believe.
8 hours, how many hours, how many hours are they?
I think the
I'm
hours
working on it.
per person,
Sean.
they always used to. They'd have somebody come in and settle quickly and stuff like that once in a while.
Why would you do the 5-minute thing? It's-
So, do they sometimes have to work after they close? Is there like time that they have to
No.
spend cleaning or?
No.
No,
Probably close 5 minutes.
Okay.
They
I'm
close
not-
early.
Closed
Yeah.
on Monday, maybe we can go closed on Monday,
Right,
open on Tuesday
And how many
from,
people are
what
there
time do they
on
open on
Tuesday?
Tuesday?
9 a.m.
yeah, that
Are
would
you
be
figuring
9
that,
till
Sean?
6.
yeah, that's what he's
There you
saying.
go.
Okay.
I'm on it.
9 to 6 on Tuesday, right?
And again,
9 to 6.
Wednesday, I believe, it's 9
Oh.
to 6.
They don't open till
Ooh.
6.
I don't think.
No,
Did you get
5:55.
5 minutes of
Three,
sleep?
oh, okay. That's what I thought,
5:55.
3:55. No, it's 3:55.
No,
I
that's
haven't
on
seen
Saturday.
anybody walk out of the
Oh,
door
that's
before
Saturday.
6 o'clock.
Okay,
I'll
so-
put it that way.
Let's do this, for sake of argument, we'll round the 55s because
Right.
it's just silly.
Yes, please.
Right.
But you have one day, 9 hours, or 9 to 6 if you go that route.
Yep.
9 to 6, and then 7 to 4,
Wait a minute,
ballpark.
where's your 7 to 4?
7 to 3:55.
On
That's what the town
Saturday.
website. Yeah, that's what the
Okay.
town website says.
And you have one more that's
Wednesday.
9 till 6, I believe.
No, that we're only 3 days.
Right, 2 days,
Oh, that's right.
9 hours, and 1 day
Just don't
7
have it,
hours.
sorry.
No, understand.
18, 25 hours.
25 hours or 26 hours. If you
Okay,
take
so it's like
998.
26.
Do they get lunches or anything, hour lunch breaks, anything like that?
That I know of.
They eat on
They
the
work
job.
through, they
Okay,
get on the
I'm just asking a simple question, but, so 26 hours, 4 employees, 5, I'm sorry. That's a total payroll hours of 130 hours in a week.
With 4 times 26, that's your figuring? Is that what you're figuring? 4 times 26?
Yeah, basing it if they
Would be what?
work.
If they all work.
130
They
hours.
all work, but they don't.
130.
They don't.
Right, and that's if they all work.
I wanted to make sure we had that covered, where this is the first year that we're doing this with 3 days open.
Yeah, but $13,000 is huge.
But you know, wait, it's open 3 days, but you don't have any more hours.
But you have a lot more rubbish, so you
But
need
no,
the
it doesn't
personnel
matter.
there.
But it doesn't matter if you have a lot more rubbish, the same hours and the same number of people, right?
Well, it certainly does matter more rubbish, because
Why?
you've got demolition over there that has to.
But you're not staying
You're not-
any longer.
Judy, I'll answer if you let me talk.
Go
You've
ahead.
got you've got your regular MSW, mainstream waste.
Yeah.
That's people in the, as you drive up and down your rubbish, regular rubbish. And you've got the heavy stuff over on the other side, in the shed over there, the demolition. And they have to babysit that a lot more now. What's happened is, because of the shorter days, you've got people constantly lined up now at the MSW.
Quiet, please.
Well, maybe it's me, but
And you still gotta have people over the other way to handle the heavy stuff, and some of that stuff that comes in needs
no,
help.
I
So
know
you look
that,
at
but
it-
you're not adding people and you're not adding hours.
Right.
So I don't understand.
Well, you're trying to tell me that that we can set a certain amount of hours there, which you
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
can,
Yes,
but
we
are
are.
you, but how are you gonna cover it with people?
We've already got it covered.
You're
Don't they work?
confusing the amount of trash
How
with the
many
amount of
hours
hours.
do they
Yeah, the amount of
If they're
trash
open at
really
9,
don't
they're closed
matter.
at 6, let's say, right? Open at 9, closed at 6. It doesn't matter how much trash they move during that time, they open at 9, close at 6, right? So the hours aren't gonna change
And
if
what
you have
happens,
more
what
trash.
happens when you've got a line of cars down there at the gate at 6
You call
o'clock at night
somebody
that
in?
I've seen?
Do you call somebody in? Then it doesn't change the hours.
No, but those people don't charge you for their hours either.
What people?
The ones that are operating the transfer, they don't charge you.
What do you mean, they
don't
stay?
charge you. Yeah, they gotta stay until they can lock that gate, till the last car's gone.
Well, if that's the case, that's a whole nother.
That was, and that was the,
That's a whole other-
if you'll hear me out,
That's
please,
a whole other issue.
that's
Right.
why the 5 minutes early on the closing, that's why they started doing that.
So.
Okay.
then
But
the
if somebody
people-
shows up there at
so
6
the
o'clock,
people
they've
that are
always
in
gotten
line
in.
Don't go in if you're closing.
Right?
Tell your taxpayers that, that's
Well,
the problem, Judy.
I can understand this aspect.
get
They're not
that
gonna,
too.
if they're already there, they're not gonna hear you
Yes.
telling them
I
that
work
they
at a
need to
bank.
leave.
I got people that come in a minute before close and
Oh,
will
yeah.
stay there for 10 minutes doing 4
Right.
transactions at,
Right.
5 minutes to
Right.
close.
I know,
But they
it's
close 5
pretty
minutes
open
early.
So,
there. There's
But
no
how
doubt.
many more hours per week would
Well,
that
it would be
add?
overtime anyway, they're not 40-hour people.
Right. Right.
I don't know,
32 hours.
I've given a half hour here and there myself when I was working.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is how many
Because
more,
we
does that add
get out of it.
$13,000 worth of time to a year? $13,000?
Deborah, another reason that I moved this up is because we've got other things going on with that transfer. We don't have a way to, there's not things on the budget. If something breaks down,
Well, you can't put
But
that.
that
in
doesn't go
wages.
on personnel,
Right.
wages.
that was the easiest place to make the increase.
You can't do,
No,
If-
you can't do that.
Well,
Go ahead.
meat bananas, you know.
yes, you guys are gonna,
To clarify things a little bit, I was just kind of going over the 6 months numbers that we have. You look at it, they're at 36,064.16 spent in payroll.
Right.
You divide that, divide that by 6, you get about $6,010 a month.
Right.
Times that by 12, you're looking at a total of $72,120. So they're gonna go way over budget in payroll this year regardless.
Then there's a
So-
problem.
Right.
Well, I
Right.
think we need a clarification of
Right.
how many hours
Yeah.
they're working, because you don't really seem to know that, so. Do you know what I mean? Because
if you want, I'll find out for you, Laura.
well, I think that's
Great.
important, because
But you're asking also, you're crossing the line over to people's private numbers.
No.
No,
that's not-
Actually,
their
So
we're paying them.
timesheets are public record.
Yeah, that's
don't
public.
mind.
record.
Timesheets are
And
public
that's all you
record.
should have to do is just go and see Gordon and.
I would recommendation, I would make a recommendation or that we
Table
Wait on,
budget.
Yeah.
table wages,
Yeah.
we can go the
Wages
rest
at
of it,
least.
table wages,
Yeah.
and find out a clarification of hours, because
Hours and how much
It
it
sounds like, yeah.
it's
Because it sounds like even I didn't go high enough.
Sean, you may be right,
Right,
Yes,
but, but if that's the case, then we need to figure out how much.
Exactly.
so we need to figure out why they're over already.
To kind of dive into the whole issue of the transfer station, I mean, at that time, you did have Ronald Patch still being the, I don't even know what his title was after. Department head to working but I'm not gonna get into that thing.
No, please don't.
But
Please.
it,
there was an increase in one worker's wages, and that was Robert Patch, because
correct,
he's,
because he
And
became,
driving around.
he's the
But
working.
you've got the other ones, you've got the other
Right.
people there.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's the working supervisor now?
yes.
Right, cause he got $1 an hour, but
He
we
was
cut.
the oldest one there,
Oh, okay, so
longest
the
term.
brother took over for that, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
but he got $1 an hour increase, but we also took Lorraine and Ronnie off the payroll.
Right.
So they weren't making $1 an hour, so to give Robert $1 should not be affecting this budget this much.
It should actually have gone down.
If you look at, if
We're
you
looking
look
at
at all the payroll.
that.
Yeah, but if you look at the
So
payroll,
much.
Well, this
there's
is
something
the
wrong.
project we had last
So
year.
we
gotta figure out
One
what
year,
year.
it's all over the
Excuse me,
place.
can we, let's take turns, Laura's turn.
The whole year was 75, 488, 60 with all those other people.
Right,
Right,
You're talking 15, 16, right?
right.
Okay.
with
So,
two extra people.
so I'm just saying,
And one
we
extra day.
close one day and we're only gonna save $5,000 a year, that doesn't make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
I agree with you. I wasn't for closing this down. My vote was against it.
I understand that, but the people, decided to.
I think the people that pay the taxes deserve service.
Wages.
Right.
So we
By
just need that
losing
clarified.
Yeah.
Okay, does everyone agree?
Let's just not do those two. I
We'll
agree.
leave,
Right.
those two out, table it till we get more information. Maybe we can take that up next week. I'll talk to Christine and see.
But we still don't have the information that we didn't get last year and why the wages are different every week.
Obviously,
It depends on how
sometimes,
many hours worked.
well, like holiday
But
time,
the
there's a
same
couple of
people
busy
work.
times,
Yeah.
which we all know,
Yeah.
the holidays and.
And if there's holiday pay or time and a half, that's gonna make up.
But
But that, they don't
No,
have
There's
to.
all
That's
kinds
not
of
happening.
time,
But
starting
if you
with
call extra
Memorial Day.
people in is what I'm saying.
But when Chris got a copy of all the timesheets,
Right.
Right.
and there were a lot of people that went over
Way
their
over.
allotted time.
Right.
I'm a contractor. I have a limit of 40 hours. Anything over that is either free
What are we
for
calling,
them.
what are we calling their allotted time now?
Well, I
They're-
have no idea.
they're
So that's their
hours.
allotted
Whatever
time.
the hours are allotted to them. a week.
32 or 35 is the
Right.
most they can have, right?
You can go to 34, yes.
Okay, so 34, if there's anybody going over 34, there's a problem.
That's right. I agree.
And,
Especially when they're only open 3 days.
Right.
well,
It's like 11 hours a
I really
day.
have an interest in who's overseeing this and who's telling who to go home
Right.
and how many is staying.
I mean,
Right.
34 hours and you're
You
only
don't need
open-
4 people to
you're
stay for a
only-
job that 2 people could do.
You
Or
don't
one
have
person.
that many hours to work a
I'm
week,
sorry, Judy, I'm not over you.
right? So,
So you should.
no
be-
one should go anywhere near 34 hours.
Right.
Probably not.
Well, they shouldn't, because you only have 130 work hours to divvy
You
up.
gotta
over-
remember, we're still dealing with tobacco where we had 5 employees too.
We're only
Now,
open
the members
26
are
hour
half of the
weeks.
year, so.
I know, and that's the other reason that
That
this
just-
I
doesn't
would
make
like to
sense.
see this, well, I won't pass it if I don't have a good reason, knowing why people are making what they're making, how many hours they work, or how much longer they could stay, or do it the next day, I don't know. We
Right.
need an explanation of why this wages has been crazy for a number of years, and who's minding
The
the,
store,
yeah.
I don't know.
That would be my feeling, that I just can't live with this another year, as Judy said.
No, and now we have a turnover of department
And
heads
it's
and
worse.
managers or whatever.
One
So
less
we
day and
can't
2 less
let
people.
the new guy continue on with the bad habits of the
Yeah.
old guy. It just can't
Well,
happen.
that's really not our thing to talk about.
no.
Well, I mean, I'm just
Right.
saying, budget-wise,
You
bad
step over the
habits.
line.
No, I'm
That's
not.
Excuse me.
I'll say
I don't
this,
care who does it.
I'm just saying the budget needs to be correct right away with the new guy when it wasn't
But we
the
don't know
old
that
guy.
it's his fault,
I
that's
doubt
what I'm
it is.
Right, I didn't say it was anybody's fault.
No, but what she's saying is that he needs to be aware of what's going on.
We all just said it's been crazy for a number of years, so now with a new guy
Yeah.
in the helm, we have to change that. That's all I'm saying.
just for the record, Robert Patch is not a department head.
No,
This
he's not.
budget
No,
is
he's not.
solely in the laps of the select board.
Correct.
They are the department head of the transfer station.
Actually, the whole board should be answering these questions.
I
Yes,
agree
I agree.
wholeheartedly.
Yes,
I
they
agree.
should.
Can we get on the agenda for a board meeting?
But they need to come here, I think.
I would say
They
that,
need to come to the budget.
They need to come to budget committee.
yeah, it'd be easier for you
And then we
guys.
could do a joint meeting,
Right.
Right.
Okay,
if you could reach out to the rest of the board.
and I'll call Christine.
I'll take it out.
You grab Paul, she'll grab Christine.
Well, she's the chairman, so that, yeah, that
Well,
makes
I'm trying,
sense.
I just wanna make sure we can get a date that.
Yeah,
Right, and not only that, that's
They're so
correct,
busy
the
too.
chairman should ask. So
yeah, we
that's
need to
perfect.
find, I mean, I'm sorry, but 2 less people and 1 less day and the budget's going up 13,000
Right.
for wages?
Yeah,
Doesn't make
I
sense.
mean,
Well, it does to me when I think about when we had 5 employees here that's involved in that same set of numbers.
No, I get that, but you were paying.
And that's probably your difference this year, but it shouldn't be on another year.
You're still only
Shouldn't be
talking
this
a
year.
max of 130 hours. If
Right.
everybody was
Right.
to work all 5
A lot
employees to
of
work,
time.
they're full-time, you're talking 26 hours open.
Yep.
Times 5 employees, you're talking 130 hours in payroll. Then it's based off of whatever they're making, so there shouldn't be, to me, there just shouldn't be a super crazy flux in numbers.
Right.
Right.
Which
What
there
is that payroll
Right.
running? How much do they get an hour? Fringe.
Oh, gosh, Skip, I think it's 13 something, I think 28.
You probably have it.
I think
Yeah, we should
13.
have it.
13.
And then Robert's at 16 and change.
Robert's not at 16.
No, I thought it was 13 something.
They were all at 13.28, this is what
Yeah, but
I.
he got a dollar
When
an
does
hour
that go?
raise.
Because it.
Robert.
yeah, that's right.
Well, then he would,
The question is what happened
He
with
did?
all the
When Ronnie,
unions.
after Ronnie left.
well, but Ronnie just left in October, right? Or
Right.
November or something. So Robert was at 13.48, so he must be at 14.38, right? Is that
Here,
okay?
yeah.
So it'll be 13,
I
and 3,
13, 15.
and 13.
Yeah.
No, it would be 2 at
Ballpark,
13.28
yeah.
and 1 at 14.28.
Right,
Right.
because there's 4 people.
I said there were 3 people.
4 girls.
Oh,
Three
okay, so there's
and 1.
But not all of them work all 3 days.
Right.
And that's the part I guess it's really,
Right.
right.
But even the max is.
If without that, we're kind of lost.
But
All
we're
right,
talking about
so
max,
really, it's
though.
kind of hard because Bonnie and Lorraine everybody was kind of here with this budget, you know, how you went 6 months. So really, you kind of have to look once they were gone,
Right.
Right.
the 4 people. Do you know what I mean? So whenever, I mean, it looks like it was 12, 22, 20 was consistent there, but then this
I
one.
mean, you do see it start to decrease after the departure.
It might have even worked with just 3 people for a little while, I don't remember.
I mean, right here, this is after Christmas, and this is 14.47, which kind of makes
It
sense.
seems to me like back around Christmas time, before, there was time there when you only had 3 people working.
Yeah, so. I
So
mean,
that should have fluctuated the number down even further.
Did you hire somebody new?
Seems like the average is 12,
Right.
20.
Yeah, they hired somebody,
They did? I thought
Who's
that was
this?
back this summer.
I don't
they
know all
hired
those
two.
guys, and you know, Beto and Christine were involved with all that. They were-
Right, I thought it was this summer they hired they hired 2 new people this summer.
They did?
I thought they did,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then Ronnie and Lorraine left in the fall.
Yeah, I just
So,
hadn't happened to
if you
see
had-
this other guy
So you mean we
personally.
had the 2 new people plus Ronnie and Lorraine?
Right, and plus, they had extra people there for a little while, and then Ronnie and Lorraine left. But they hired 2 new people, so that is why you might have seen in the summertime the
Right,
budget
That would make
went
sense
up.
with the trade.
Because they hired
That
2
shouldn't
new
have been a long
part-time
time
people,
either.
and then Ronnie and Lorraine left.
When did
All
they-
right, can we?
Yeah, we just know
let-
that
let's-
we've
yeah,
got
we
to
just-
I would wait for the.
No,
I make the
Wait for
motion
that.
that we table the wages
Okay,
and
supplies.
payroll taxes.
I'll
Find out.
second that.
$500.
I'm sorry.
We made a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Tell me
To
what it
table
was.
the payroll, wages and payroll taxes.
I second it.
until,
Everybody,
Yeah,
yes, okay.
until we have a
I thought I
meeting.
did it too. I thought I made the
You
motion.
did.
You might
Thank
have.
you.
I don't know if it was.
I didn't
You
hear
said
you.
something, I just don't think anybody heard you.
Yeah. Thank you, Judy, I'm not crazy.
Well, you might be crazy, but
You're right.
I might be.
You're right, Jerry, I hate to admit it, but you're right. All right, supplies are going down 500, is that because we didn't use it? Yeah, it's been 1,000.
probably, I'm not sure.
There's only $230.
Some of these
so far.
cuts I didn't do, that was, I didn't follow that with Christine.
Okay.
Deshaun, how many hours do they open a week?
Oh, going back to that, 26.
So, do you believe that $1,000 on supplies is sufficient?
Well, we
I
only
don't know
spent
what visiting pays.
1,200 so far this year.
Now that-
No,
they've got less, they're going to-
227.
220.
Oh, 227, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah.
And last year,
Wow.
15-16, they only spent 740, so.
Oh, okay. So that should be
I think
10,000.
1,000 should cover it.
Unless you have any major issues.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be too many major issues as far as that goes. That's cleaning stuff and things like that.
Yeah.
Stuff to treat the rust with and the water.
Water.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that definitely should
That should be safety.
be. Okay.
Any problems with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. You okay? Okay. Phone? Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I missed that. Electricity down 900,
That's because oil was down probably.
probably.
Yeah.
I just have one question on that. It went down 900, but I also see that oil is coming back up. And I
Yeah,
also
it
see
is.
that electric is coming
So
back up.
it may
And
go
we're
back up.
budgeting for 2017-18. I'm pretty nervous about budgeting less money because I see the increase coming. So I don't know what you all think
Well,
of that.
let's
Do
see
you
what
want
we
to go
spend.
less or, I don't think $900. I've seen across the board, everybody going less on their electricity budget. But I think everybody's gonna wind up going over on your electricity budget. is
Well,
my
they
guess.
spent 1981 so far this
Yeah.
year.
So, it'd say 2,000 so far, so that would be 4,000. If
Right.
it goes up, if it even goes up 3 cents, they're all over, every one of them.
So instead of going down, you think it should keep it the same?
Rough
I
estimate on that.
personally would.
Rough estimate on that, if they spent 1982,
Mhm.
divide that by the 6 months, you times it by 12, you're looking at 3972 for a year.
Mhm.
That's
That would
kinda
put them
close.
over on this year's budget,
Right.
but
Right.
would keep them within line on that.
So
So
you
you're
think
talking
45
about
is good?
45 may cover if it's hitting about 4,000 this year. Again, it's a guess, it depends on what happens with
Right.
the electric company.
So you think 45 is good?
I'd say it's a safe, might be a safe bet, we may wanna
Increase it by 500?
maybe 5,000 just to play it safe.
Yeah.
That's what I would go, 5,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're gonna spend it if it's.
Because, even just look from September until now, oil has gone up like 7 times.
And
You know?
15-16, it was what, 42.52. 14-15, it was 51.38 for actual. 13-14, 52.12. So it looks like it has gradually gone down,
Right.
but
Right,
just to play it safe, keep that buffer.
I put 5,000.
Okay.
So,
Everybody
we would make the
agree with that?
recommendation
Yeah, 5, we
Yeah.
To
recommended
increase?
5 instead of,
to 5,000?
I hate to increase numbers.
I know,
I
you
know,
know, we're gonna
right.
end up with not enough
Well,
money here.
I think we'll wind up
Right.
decreasing there. Alright, so everybody like them to have enough, especially because that,
5,000, 45,
Yeah.
sorry.
Phone, looks like it's been pretty stable.
Yeah, so that's-
Yeah.
We have to make a motion to recommend hire, or just,
No, we're just gonna make a
No, we didn't
recommendation.
recommend it to-
We can't really change it, so.
yeah,
We didn't just make recommendations to them.
Right. So the phone looks like it's fine.
Yeah,
right?
I think.
Transportation.
Building maintenance, 5,000.
Yeah,
We were at 1,000.
Right. Building maintenance, one year prior, they spent $160.
So that might be a place to come down some.
This year, they
Sorry.
spent $3,700 on, if I'm reading that correctly.
In repair?
So it's,
No,
I'm
1,500.
on the wrong
Yeah.
line, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, so 1,005, so I mean, that's one I thought that could go.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know
Maybe
why.
drop that to 4,500 and there's your cover for electricity.
Yeah.
Right,
We're paying somebody to lawn care. Where would that be?
They mow that whole thing, both sides of that road going there, up there.
Why don't we have a contract to do like the lawn here? Is that the same people?
right.
I don't think it was, I think they had somebody else there.
Well, who does
Why
that?
don't they, why doesn't someone do it all?
You have to ask your,
Our department employees?
you gotta ask the person that's not there.
Well, that
Who asked that question?
doesn't make sense.
No.
I did. I
I bet
asked
it
the
is.
question. $560 to mow the lawn. Do we have lawn care equipment? Do we own any?
Not that I know of.
No, I don't
No.
think so.
No, we don't.
Highway light, but he
That's
doesn't
what I'm
wanna,
wondering.
he doesn't wanna take it out of his budget.
I doubt
It
it.
went out of his budget.
They both use that same driveway, don't they?
There's nobody up there capable of running on lawn?
Well, maybe you ought to ask him.
I'll do it.
Well, I just, if they both use that same driveway, right, why is one paying $560? Is
There's
that,
also a
can we
dire
look, does
need,
that show up on highway? Lawn mowing, does it show up on
there's
that?
also a
too?
dire need for a gate up there now,
A gate where?
Where?
right at the end of the transfer station. So the highway can get in and out, do their work without having people in there dumping rubbish 7 days a week.
Well, if you
I
get
thought there
estimates, you
was a
have enough
gate
in this
there.
year's budget to
But it
cover it,
has
I
to be
think.
open.
Right.
Has to be open.
They have to have a gate open when they're out sanding and plowing and all that stuff.
Right, so
Or,
why
a
don't they
lot
have
of times,
keys
if
and
you
gates?
listen to me, a lot of times when waste management comes in, they'll leave the gate unlocked down bottom,
Right,
so that doesn't help either. So all those times, you got people dumping rubbish unsupervised. What do you wanna do about that one? But it's on days when there's nobody there.
So,
That's beyond the scope of our committee.
So
Right.
why
I think
don't
it's
you
not.
talk about
Yeah,
we're
right.
talking about
Yeah, that's
that?
beyond
And
the
they've
scope
got
of
enough
our
money to
committee.
do it.
Well, I asked for more money and you see what
We
you
don't
told
need
me.
more money, we got plenty of money in there that
Right.
hasn't been
Yeah, there you
used.
go.
Okay, so you were gonna reduce the
That,
building
and
maintenance?
by the way, a fence and a gate's around 5,000, maybe a little more. It may be up in the sixes.
But we got 4,000.
Not yet, not really. Somebody did, but they only wanted to put in a 4-foot high gate, and that doesn't amount to anything, because you back up to that, we're leaving a 1-ton truck and get dumped over the top of the fence.
All right, so the
Aren't
lawn,
there cameras up there?
There are,
So you
but
can
they'd
ask.
be too far away to really get a plate or anything like that. You might get.
So what good are they then?
So maybe add
Well,
to
there
your
you go.
current camera system.
But it depends on the building that's dumping up there.
Camera system's fine, but who's gonna babysit that?
the department.
Sorry, but it's
Department head.
The department head,
Yeah, there you go.
the selectmen.
So which one of the selectmen do you want to take time out from what he's doing now and go over there?
They can make
So
that
we'll get you
decision.
a sheriff badge with a trash bag
Yeah.
on it.
You really only
Listen,
need,
I want a gold trash bag.
Okay, we can make it a whole thing of trash bag.
I don't think the monitoring would be a big deal because you'd only need to monitor if there was a problem.
right.
So just that portion of the tape, shouldn't take too
Like
much.
I said, you got free run though, because you don't have a gate over there. Whenever Tommy's got the gate go
When I
open,
go there,
and they're- and they're
freaking gate there.
doing their operations, trucks going in and out and all
Why
that
not?
stuff. I've watched it, I don't know how many times.
So
Ladies,
where do you want
ladies,
to do?
please, one person at a time. People are going in and out of the gate when they shouldn't be, correct? Because it's left open. Now,
So you gotta separate.
So they go.
what kind of a problem does it cause, I guess? How big is this problem?
Well, usually somebody has to go in and if you're not supposed to be open rubbish in those containers out there, those big cans.
Does anyone go in?
Yeah, I asked Paul Neto, I guess we've done quite a few times over the years. I know I did when I was working there.
So what kind of, I mean,
Okay,
is it a
excuse
huge
me.
problem? Yes.
Why can't they close the gate?
That's what I'm asking.
Because Tommy doesn't want to.
Right.
They don't want
He wants to leave it open for his convenience.
Yeah.
Well,
There is
Every
actually
driver
change
would have to have a key.
I've even suggested that the highway crew make
They're
their
gonna-
own driveway. There's a place that they can do it.
Honestly, they
How's it
wouldn't
going?
have to have a key, because if the gate's closed, no one's going in there, whether it's
They
locked
have to
or
get
not.
in there.
No, but what I'm saying is, they don't need to lock it, people would think it was.
Are you gonna open and close that gate every time a snowplow truck goes through or a sand truck? Do you know how many there are, Judy?
I waited my turn because I
Yes,
wanted
you
to
did.
know that. I'm having difficulty because there is a gate there. And a 30-cent or $3, whatever it costs key, whether, even if somebody lost theirs 3 times in a year, is only $9. It's not a $5,000 extra gate. And they still have to go through that gate to get to the second gate to go to the highway department. They'd still have to go through there, right? I mean, I'm not understanding why we need a $5,000 gate and a $3 key.
You make some sense there, because people can be told that that's part of their job, is to lock and unlock the gate. I think that could be done. Now, I understand the difficulty when you're in the middle of a snowstorm, but I don't think if you're in the middle of a snowstorm, somebody's gonna go dump their rubbish.
No.
I don't think so.
You don't wanna bet on that, do you?
Well,
I
how
think
much
I'll
rubbish
make some
are they
money
gonna
I'd
today.
lose money on
Really,
that.
I mean, has it been a problem, is it overflowing when you come in?
Sometimes,
Well, I mean,
many times now.
It's overflowing when you
Well,
come in.
because they're closed.
Yeah.
let's,
Because it was supposed to have been closed for a day or 2 or 3 days, depending on what kind of week it is.
Well, so find out who's leaving it open and they don't have a job. I mean, that's pretty easy, cut and dry and simple. If we left the gate, the door to the town office open, when we left, somebody wouldn't have a job, right? So, I mean, that's their office, so shut the gate.
I
You've
don't
got 2
see it as
separate
being that
buildings there,
simple.
2 separate businesses,
Sorry.
so it's.
Yeah, I've seen the actual.
They could run a chain from across that road, couldn't they? There
A
was some
chain?
cars out
Chain,
there,
they did have a chain across there, and,
plastic one, right?
What
yeah,
happened?
and it works sort of.
I mean, it works on, it's better than,
But you still
Well,
got people that just go.
you would have to
"Fuck
go
it."
have to go across those, so.
Yeah, the chain is.
The
No,
problem is,
$200.
where your lock is down by the road,
Right?
That one should be left open because it's.
and you really need to separate the two.
I think it's something we need to talk about with them.
I'm not willing to go $5,000 for a new gate.
well, I do wanna
That's off the
say,
lawn care, so.
I do wanna say, going back to,
Take it up.
I like
People
that.
dumping.
Mow it.
I think we can see that number reflected in just waste management alone. That, if you really look at our waste management number over the last few years, it gives you 2 key, there's something there. It's either telling you that the town is growing, or trash is getting dumped in there
Yes,
without
we
people not
haven't
being
even mentioned, how many was it last year, 60, I think, Ben? 60 new homes. That's
Right.
people, that's rubbish.
I mean, in 15,
Yeah, but what
16,
does that have to do with building maintenance?
On top of what you've already got, you're making a bigger pile of rubbish all the time, and it's a considerable amount, it's not just
I mean,
a,
I think
a wheelbarrow
getting
full.
a little
We're
off
on
the
building
subject, if we
maintenance,
can
right?
pull back to where we were, on repairs, let's go back to repairs.
Building
I
maintenance,
don't
right?
understand about lawn care, why the town can't mow the lawn, but.
Or why we don't just have one vendor
Do you
doing
know
it.
why they can't mow the lawn?
I don't know.
Who mows the lawn here?
There's always been
There's a
somebody
contractor.
separate out there, there's always been
There's
somebody
a
separate
contractor that
from
mows
does the.
town properties, and there's a
Right.
separate contractor that mows cemeteries.
Right, I know the cemeteries are
Right,
separate.
they're
You might be
separate
able,
now.
we might be able to ask this
Whoever's
person
mowing the
that's
town
doing
hall should be.
the town office here,
Right,
to
so
do
who's
that.
mowing that?
Yeah, get a better deal.
But they're
I
gonna
haven't
want more
seen a
money
bid
on
on
it,
it
but-
for $560 come through selectmen.
Right,
But
I
who
think we need
mows
to-
the town hall?
The old town
ask.
hall?
No,
This
this
was
one, town office?
Like
care.
TM,
Yes, I can.
Well, somebody that has a contract,
Right.
correct?
Yeah, they're contracted.
He does all the intersections and all that stuff, right?
Right, so there's a separate
No.
contract,
I don't
or
think, I don't know.
no, he
think
doesn't
so.
do
No.
intersections, no.
Well,
he
the islands
All right,
and stuff,
excuse
he
me?
does that.
No,
Let's look
nobody.
at
Somebody
asking
does.
about, when we meet together, asking to look at the lawn care for the town, just make a suggestion.
Skip.
They to look at the lawn care for the town,
Road.
and perhaps it
I
would
guess
be
highway department.
more, would be
What
reasonable, a
Yeah,
reasonable
yeah.
number
What else?
if they do a
On the
little
intersection,
more.
like,
And I'm not objecting, maybe this, I don't even know these people that do this, so.
half mile.
No, that does need to be looked
Oh,
at.
yeah.
Some other ones.
Okay, thank you.
Probably wouldn't hurt. I got a feeling we might save some.
They do the fire station, they do.
Doesn't hurt to
they
ask.
don't do that.
Okay, can we move from
Fire station does their own.
lawn care,
They used to-
plumbing, that sounds like it's a one time and hopefully won't happen again this year.
Right?
Hopefully somebody can.
And then to replace the thermostat was $100, oh my gosh, my son-in-law did not.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I guess you have to have an electrician for that.
To replace the thermostat?
If it was at home, we'd do it.
You do it.
Yeah.
That's got electric heat over there, so it's 110 volt stuff. It's not-
Oh, okay, and I guess that really would,
Both of those.
We can't do it anyway, it would be illegal.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so we still, how are we with building maintenance number? How are we with the number, or aren't we anywhere with the number?
We're not.
I'd say that's another one that we should table upon
So
further
we get
discussion.
answers
They're gonna
for
put a
it.
gate on
Would
it.
somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion. Oh,
I'll second it.
okay.
Everybody in favor?
Everyone, yeah.
So we're gonna table. Repairs. Which will include the lawn care.
Yeah, tell us.
Right.
It tells us
Okay.
he mows it. Abkey Lawn Care mows it, but I've never ever seen a bid come across this table in selectmen meeting in the 2.5 years I've been here.
I'll see, that's what we need to find out.
So, just saying.
Yeah, we need to know that.
Okay, let's move to.
Slow and steady.
Safety equipment.
Outside,
no safety.
someone came.
Who's Abkey?
We know you wanna get out of here anyway, come on.
Forget it, I'm back on summer camp. We'll be here all night. Oh, thank you for keeping me in line, Laura, I needed that. Safety equipment,
Went
it's
down.
down $50. It should be, we have less people.
Right.
You've
We
got
only
That's
have-
one,
roughly a pair of shoes less.
you've got one
only
in
have one person
office
that-
supplies, though, that should go into that.
Excuse me, I didn't hear you, Skip.
Oh, we do?
Under
On the
office
supplies, you got Kenneth Princeton.
Somebody got something wrong.
That should have been in there,
Yeah.
it's in the wrong place.
Yep, it should be. Have to talk to your treasurer.
You see them
Why do we
The boots.
provide
Oh,
boots?
yeah, you're right.
That's safety boots.
Yeah.
They have to have steel toe boots.
But other jobs require safety boots and they don't pay for them.
Right.
Some outfits pay for
They
it, some
agree.
don't.
Oh,
Is that
I've
something?
been there.
Yeah.
We've talked about that many times.
Oh, okay.
They've done it for a long time now, really,
Yeah.
probably.
So it's just part of the contract?
Yeah.
I don't even think they have a contract
No.
for it, it's just something
You're right, that,
we've given them.
there's a
Okay,
boat reimbursement under office supplies that
Yeah.
has to go to the right place.
They go and buy their own boots, and a good pair of safe boots nowadays is well over $100.
Yes.
They're finding some deals, $69.
okay.
59 and
Well, they're
75.
probably buying second grade boots or something, but they really shouldn't be.
Any other questions on safety, or we getting there?
I'm good there.
You're there?
Outside services.
Okay, now.
Needs more ducting.
No, that's it. Why don't we have, I don't know that.
Why are scrap tires and tire recycling the
Oh,
same
maybe
amount of
you
money?
waste them all. Paint car.
Isn't that the same?
Scrap tires and tire recycling,
Yeah, isn't
we
that?
have to pay to get rid of those tires over there, and that's the reason why there's a charge
I know
coming in
that,
for that.
but I
It's
mean,
$9.41 for both, yeah.
why isn't it the
There may be a
same?
mistake there.
It looks like they got moved around a couple times too, if you look at page 5, so.
So scrap tires, is that the fee people pay?
Scrap
Yeah,
tires.
different size tires cost different
But
amounts.
scrap tires.
But
and
they do have a
tires-
schedule over there now that you can read, you can see.
But should that be under expenses or should that be a revenue?
The scrap tires, that-
Expense to
It's
get
an
rid of it,
expense.
the car guys to
Well,
get
I
rid of them.
understand, well, entire recycling, what is that?
That's the same thing, I think.
It is.
I think they're exactly the same thing.
Maybe it's just
So-
two different titles.
Is it one or the other, or is it really like 1880?
I think it's
It looks,
Different one.
it looks like it's on two different dates.
two different dates.
Right. Oh,
So
Right.
maybe it's just a different label. I'm not.
I don't
Right,
know.
sure
like
that's
811 and
The
18.
tires come in from the people, they get charged a fee for them. They're put in the fence out there, or that holding area out there, the fence, and then we get charged when they come in and take all the tires out of there.
is it possible that maybe the truck was full on one day and they had to come back a week later?
That's possible.
Is it-
I've seen them have times when they had a smaller truck and they would take multiple loads, like 2 loads
Oh,
instead
So
of.
is it $9.41 per truckload, or do they,
It's possible, yeah. 'Cause it's a pretty good sized
oh,
truck.
can we find out?
You can look it up on the expense
Let's charge you
report.
by your
Well,
time.
I'm looking at it on
So-
the expense
Yeah.
report, it's not giving me the answer that I need. So I need to know from the department head, who is the selectman,
So why
why that is there.
why is it
Because
listed,
it costs money to get rid of those tires.
but why is it negative out?
I don't know why it's listed multiple. I don't know why they
Well,
did
they
it.
put it around the
He
house.
moved it, is what he did.
He moved
It's
it.
Yeah, they
moved.
just.
Okay.
It's gone up to
It's
here,
gone
outside
to-
services.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't
Right.
solid.
It was here, and it's
Now
on
it would be
the
outside.
Oh,
And now we can put it
This is
here,
solid
see,
waste.
and outside services.
Hello?
Order.
Okay, so
So-
I'm trying to understand.
Right.
It wasn't outside.
All right.
Oh, I see, okay, so that's nothing then.
Are we okay now?
Okay.
With the
Yes.
tires?
Yeah.
No,
No?
no.
Okay,
Where's the revenue from the tires?
In the revenue sheet.
right.
So it
That's
goes
why
into
you
the
run
general
the
fund?
No, it goes under their
Under
department,
their
but yes.
department revenue, and the revenue. But we weren't given the
Do we
revenue.
have
We
revenue?
don't
Sean,
have-
yes, when you originally
Oh, you
had
have
the
it?
paperwork.
Let's,
Sean,
one at a time, please, please. Laura, what were you saying?
Nothing.
When we
I
originally-
got mine over here,
Sorry.
no, I said, I was just trying to say, when we first got our paperwork, we had a revenue and an expense.
I know.
Those big thick papers, so it's in there.
And I left mine here.
Except for I came late and they didn't give me the revenue, which is why I keep having
And I
to
don't have
ask
it either.
for it.
Sean?
So-
Okay, to address that concern,
Yes.
He hasn't given me
just looking very
I
quickly
got it.
at the transfer
Quiet,
station.
please.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sean.
Grand total of revenue brought in from the transfer station looks like $26,115, if I'm
Could be.
reading that correctly.
And 46 cents.
And 46 cents.
That would be,
26,116.
that would be where you pay for your tires, where you walk in off
Is
the
that
street.
broken down, Sean? Like tires and furniture?
The way,
Tires. Oh, yeah, there, I don't know if they bumped it together. I think tires always were listed separately.
Right. This was here with it, it's all.
Your demolition is a different thing.
to be honest, if you look at the revenue report, it doesn't exactly say what the credits are for.
Right.
It just says a date with C-R.
Check,
Check receipt, yeah.
check was brought in for,
So where's the cash?
or cash.
Cash
It's
receipt.
cash receipt.
I'm sorry.
If it's cash receipting, then that's listed there somewhere too. I don't know just what it's on.
Here.
It's cash
Is
receipt.
it?
It's cash receipt.
But it
And
doesn't
be-
really
No.
specify.
It doesn't say it because they bring it here and they post it out front.
Right.
Okay, so whether they take the receipt and say, if it says tires on it, it might not, it might just say, you know, it depends. So that's how they.
It might be a good idea to ask them to break it down so that we know if the money coming in to cover the tires is gonna cover the outside services.
Tires going out.
Right.
Well, then you would have to bring that up out front, because what they do, get a receipt from the transfer station with their money. And then on the receipt, it usually will
It's
say,
usually what they call daily cash, right?
yes, and they put, what they bring in, what, a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yes, yes,
They should break it
depending on how
down
much
so
there
we
is.
know if
Is
it's
the
covering the
question,
cost.
are we charging enough
Yeah.
That's what
Right. That's
we're
what-
charging
that's
enough
what
for the
she's
tires
asking.
and stuff, because if it's not meeting what we're spending, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
We're
If it's
spending
not
more to
meeting what we're
remove them than
spending.
No, I
we're spending.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
well, I know I have a decent one.
I have no, idea. I mean, I don't even know any part of that.
We do cost accounting analysis on tires, is what you do.
Right.
And,
Well,
we
we can
can,
do that with everything.
I know that, yeah, I know that.
So who's gonna be the new town manager?
Town has to approve.
We
it.
can vote it in
Don't
first,
ask
Lori.
me, because I've been voting for it for half my life.
Yeah.
I know.
I think that's another subject for another day.
Yes.
You know, Well, is the selectmen ready to put that on the ballot again?
Grab some numbers out of that machine. Maybe Jordan can grab some numbers out of that
We
machine.
proved it once, but it's a big story.
Okay, are what are we gonna do about that? We'll ask when we meet with them,
Yeah.
and I'll
Just
talk
ask
to
that
Jordan and
general
ask him how
question.
difficult
Yeah.
I'll say,
it is to do a little cost accounting on it.
I mean, maybe he doesn't know, maybe it just comes into him, because Royce said they take it out there, maybe
No,
it
no, no,
just
no,
comes
no,
out
no,
again
no,
without
they
being
post it.
Yeah,
They,
post
at
it.
the counter right here, post it.
Right, under CR though, right, they don't
Well,
separate it
there's
into tires
transfer
and stuff.
station account, there's transfer station, and it's divided up into, but it doesn't go by tires.
Right, that's what I'm saying, it doesn't
They would
break it
have
up
to
like
put a little
tires
memo
and,
that says tires, cause you
Right.
can do that.
right, and
But
that's what
they
I'm
got the
saying,
CO,
is
they've got the, everything else, so it ought to be broken up into 3 or 4 different.
Well, they'd
departments.
have to break up the, receipt to do that, cause I don't think it has all that, like for tires, you would have to write a note unless they change the accounting system.
So we may not
For
be able to
everything, it
grab
should be
those
broken up for
exact
the
figures.
thing on
Well,
everything
you
that.
can have
so
some
big.
big, but.
okay, so.
we're generally allowed
Here's
some
the-
air
no,
increase in that, though.
This
That's
is
what I don't
I'll
want.
tell them anyway, when
I'm
we
just
get to
saying,
that one.
you get
I mean,
$300 and you gotta figure it.
Maybe there's a way we can just take a quick estimate from somebody who can think about how we may be able to find that information.
Well, how much do
Well,
they charge us for
I
taking the
think-
tires out?
Well, I mean, if we look at how many loads of tires we take out of here,
Right.
and how much money we think we get in for tires,
Right.
Well, I only see.
I don't wanna ask anyone to do a lot of work.
No, and that's what I'm
That's
saying, it's a big deal of work to separate it, you know. But I mean, if it's one line that's pretty easy to separate, I don't see why we couldn't.
And it also depends
know.
on what they're doing at the transfer station, what they write on the receipt.
Right.
Cause they give everybody a receipt, so they would have to say,
Tires.
2 tires
Yeah, but
this
there's
month.
only 4
They
transfer
used to
stations.
do that, I don't know if they allow it.
Talking
Well,
about-
you
No,
might
but
think
with a
about it on a
chipmunk on it.
Saturday or something, I mean, in
Yeah.
defense of them,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
think about it.
And we're not
But-
talking about people making $70,000 a year.
Correct.
We're not paying
Right.
these people.
And that's
a lot of
why I
money.
said if it's a big deal, I'd be willing to let it go, but I sure would like to know what it's.
Okay, I
cost.
think we may be able to figure out something.
The other question I have on here is the light bulbs and batteries.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to know if we're still taking and turning in like the regular ABCD cell batteries. Because a
There is
year
a couple.
ago, when I sat in here listening to the waste management guy, he kinda said, stop taking those like regular household batteries and selling them to North Coast Services, because it cost us to sell them, but we can throw them in a regular recycle, what is it
Right.
called, multi-stream or whatever recycling, and
Single
it doesn't cost us any more money. So I'm seeing, that they turned in light bulbs and batteries on 10/16, to North Coast Services. And not that $86 is a whole lot of money, but $86 worth of batteries when they can toss them right in the
No,
single
you're right.
stream
They
recycling and it won't cost us a nickel, is $86 too much.
Just goes into the
So-
single stream.
Right, so I don't understand, cause
Would you
single
like
stream
my-
recycling.
Deb,
Yes.
they don't go in recycling, it
Right.
goes, trash.
North Coast, sir.
In the trash, I'm sorry, not in the single stream recycling, it goes right in the thank you, Ben, it goes right in the regular trash.
Batteries and light bulbs.
Because they don't make enough money out of recycling them to cover the cost. And Waste Management told us, just throw it right in the trash, because why are you paying money to have somebody take
People
it?
who truly wanna recycle.
But they don't even
When did they
recycle
start
that.
taking, when did they start taking hazardous material and putting it in with the
It's not
MSW?
hazardous anymore. Didn't he tell us, Ben will tell you, the Waste Management guy told us last year, he said Northeast takes those batteries and they don't even recycle them, they toss them, because they don't make enough money off of recycling batteries. It goes into the trash anyway.
Actually, it was the northeast guy.
That's
You never-
secondhand information.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
somebody's responsible for hazardous waste, I mean, it's not.
Yeah, was his batteries down?
Does anyone mind if Ben speaks?
No.
Okay, Ben, go ahead.
It actually was the northeast guy, and alls they are, like the double A's and things like that, is a little piece of cardboard, 2 little pieces of metal, and salt. You know, so they need to be thrown away, because the little bit of metal that you're gonna recycle isn't worth it. And what they were doing was they were collecting them, because people thought they were recyclable. And so what we were trying to do the last couple of years was educate people that they're not recyclable, throw them away,
Regular trash.
regular trash. Because it was actually, they were taking them because we were collecting them, and then they were charging us to get rid of them. They were dumping them.
So we should really recommend that we take the light bulb and batteries, all them out,
Off the recycling
off the
list.
recycling.
Right.
Is that all batteries?
No, because you got your NiCads and your lithiums and stuff like that, which are listed.
Acid filled batteries.
Car batteries, yep.
The acid and stuff is different, yeah.
But you
Okay,
can,
we
you
can
can
make
take
that.
those anywhere.
Right,
You-
Right.
Any of the, like Sears, Walmart,
Right, they'll take them anywhere.
Best Buy,
Because they recycle those.
Radio
You
Shack.
can have people come in and
Yeah.
pick them up too, and you have a quantity, and that's what they do now.
Right, they
Yeah,
record
but
them.
they charge.
Because, I believe it's Berwick Iron still, what, handle that, Ben, bud, you know?
All right, moving on to
They
bath and
take it up, they
batteries.
take car batteries
Never
out
get out
of
of
the
here.
pallet.
Did anyone second
What
that?
is the treasurer's state of
Probably,
For licensing.
probably say the
licensing?
name.
I'm gonna,
Isn't it for a license or something?
it's gotta be. Thank you.
Did we need a second on that, Jude?
I'm sorry?
Do we need a second on the recommendation?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
We
Well,
didn't-
somebody want a second that will
Second.
recommend to them? All in favor? Thank you. We'll do it anyway, thank you. Rebecca.
Just wanna be right.
Somebody's gotta keep me in line here. Okay. Thank you, Ben, for your info.
Yes.
So if, I
Okay.
have a question. If people, like I've got a
Thank you,
basket by
Ben,
my door
for
and
mentioning
the batteries go in it, and the light bulbs. I don't know which ones to recycle and which ones not, so if I bring them to the transfer station, will they just take the ones that
You
don't get
probably
recycled
don't
and
have
put them in
acid
the trash?
batteries in your house.
She's talking about light bulbs.
Light
Light
bulbs,
bulbs,
like what the new.
Not to
throw
recycle,
them
but
in.
not some to recycle. They're in-
Phosphorus.
also accepted,
That's
but
the-
they're also in
That's
not
the
to
stuff
recycle.
that
Regular light bulbs are there, and then they have light bulbs down here,
Um,
not to recycle.
You probably could
They're not accepted.
call them up and they may be able to answer your question. Ben?
If you look at the town's website, and go to transfer station, there is flyers on there that tell you what you can and cannot
We're
recycle.
looking at it
Nope,
right
no,
now.
you're not. You actually have colored photos and everything from Waste Management on the town's website.
Really?
Well, thank you.
Yeah, because this is
Or at least they were there as of last May.
Website.
Yeah, and there's also batteries, and then batteries are down
One of the
here.
more
Batteries are
interesting
not
things
here.
that we're not supposed to recycle,
Car batteries.
no liquids. We're not supposed to put liquids of any kind.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Who knows
So that's a
what
difficult
that covers.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Some items not
Alrighty,
to
where are we?
recycle.
Are we done?
Or
I
outside services.
I had a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Often when I'm at the dump, the commercial trash haulers will come in and, they take up a whole lane and fill up a whole dumpster.
Yes.
Could they be required to take their trash directly to waste management instead of dumping it?
We've asked that many times.
Well, I'm new, so I just.
Welcome to the Budget Committee.
That's every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
year.
And why doesn't it
That
happen?
really is something, that's really something that we've gone over ad nauseum, and it really is a selectmen's thing. Only they can make that change. Do I personally think that they should change it? Yes, but they
Because
haven't.
if you're a builder, you can't dump your building waste.
Oh, yes, you
Yes,
can.
you can.
But
Yes,
you
you
don't
can.
have a special spot?
No.
No.
Well,
Goes
it
right
is
in.
supposed to go
Goes
in the
right in.
demolition.
And you're supposed to live in this
It is
town, and
supposed
you're
to
taking
go
it out
in
of this
the
town, but
And the
that's
jobs
not.
Sometimes that goes
supposed to
sticker
be.
Not hauling it up on.
Well,
the
it
road,
used to
dumping
be,
it in the
and that's been my point at this meeting. It used to be like that. Now, we've got so much mainstream waste, regular trash, that they're filling up those cans with the regular trash now, so there's no space to put in that stuff anymore. So it is costing us more on the demolition side. The rate that they charge us is, I believe, like 1.5 times what the mainstream waste is, the regular garbage. So, right there, we got a lot of money going out. We increased that when we shortened the days.
That's unreal.
Well, it looks like
Yeah.
you charge for
Perhaps
sheet
it's a
rock.
good time to
There was
start
quite a
talking,
few
you know,
unforeseen
commercial.
things here that happened. People
Call
didn't
us.
realize what was gonna be.
Right.
I think that, that may be something else, God forbid, we can go over again in a joint meeting, just to make, if you wanna make your voice known.
Are you writing all the stuff down?
It would be a cost savings, that's for
And
sure.
Becky is too, and we shall collaborate. Because it's something we've talked about before, that at what point are we going to say, no, you can't take your building material from Milton
Right.
and bring it over here because you live in Lebanon and dump it in our dump.
That is
Or-
against the law.
But they do it.
Can you prove it?
Well, that's the thing.
That's what happens as soon as somebody brings in a load like that. We go into the process, we have only state police, so we call them, and they say, we don't have time to deal with this right now.
I understand that. I think that
Then,
there's got to
and
be
if
a
they
way.
did, I know, because working on the highway crew at one time, we went and picked up a mess over off Prospect Hill, and it was terrible. But there was letters with people's names on them, there was, so
you
we
could
collected
prove
it
it.
up and turned it in.
Alice's Restaurant.
Nothing ever happened, yeah, nothing ever happened.
Well, in that case, it should be the
27 black and
town
white photos.
that can find them.
I think that we can make our voice heard again
Do
about
we have a
this issue.
littering
Yeah.
ordinance?
It's been, I think this is why people have such a problem, and we've had year after year, we go to the transfer budget, and a lot of it's because of the way there's no, the controls are, I find the weak, I guess, weak controls, and that's the selectman's job.
Right.
But we can make a recommendation, if everyone's happy with that, I think we shall probably try. Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. So, here's my thought on that. There is a way that we can control that, because we have a competent, working code enforcement officer. And if you're doing a job in Lebanon, if you're a contractor and you're doing the job in Lebanon, you have to come in for the permit. So if they have a permit, they can dump their debris at the transfer station. If they have a permit, they can dump. If they don't have a permit, or if they're not a resident, they
They'll
cannot.
come for you.
And that's-
Well, and the
That's-
commercial hauler too,
Thank you.
you know,
Right,
why,
that's
why is
Is
he
there any
making
rule?
money on it?
Is there a rule in town that defines commercial haulers?
Make
I heard
money.
everybody say it, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen a rule about it. If there was, we could probably enforce it.
Yes,
Well, okay, who would that be up
I'll
to?
let him finish.
The selectmen?
Right.
How about zoning ordinances and things like that?
But the selectmen
You know how
have the
that goes
commercial
over.
The selectmen have the
That's
right
got
to
nothing to
set
do with
that.
commercial
at the dump. Deborah has a board now.
Yeah, the selectmen do
Who
have
is
the
the
right
commercial hauler?
to set that fee at the dump and to set those rules at the dump without ordinance. You don't need an
Right.
ordinance to change the prices or to change the rules at the dump.
You
That's
are
right.
The
you are-
selectmen are the department heads, and they have the right and the ability to make those rules
We
change.
gave them the power to do that.
That's right.
Okay.
Pick one.
Somebody you haven't been heard from.
Oh,
Why not put a provision in to have if someone's building or doing demolition, that they provide their own dumpster? I know, like, the people that are doing the roofing on the building I work in have their own dumpster.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
That's a thought.
And isn't that just part of doing business?
That would be code enforcement, right?
Right.
Right.
Right, but the recommendation would have to be made that I think, that the selectmen go ahead and make that some kind of a ruling or
Right.
whatever.
The selectmen
We can
can
recommend those things to them, they can, that's all we can do.
What would they do?
They get to dump it. They don't
Skip
have
did
to-
So I would say, no,
yeah,
take
because when I had my business, Selectmen told me I had to get a dumpster.
Yeah.
I couldn't go to the dump with my
Yeah.
business trash.
Did you not spell your name correctly?
I had
Take that off, I didn't
dumpster.
say that, I didn't say that. recommended.
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of doing business.
Right.
I agree.
Then
Right.
business.
Right.
Anyone else wanna have one more word on this?
Just one last thing, looking at the transfer station rates for recycling certain products, it looks like it hasn't been touched since 2015. I personally feel that that's something that the select board should be reviewing annually and increasing or decreasing fees as necessary with the economy.
With the growing population.
And that too.
Yes, and I think that's something that we could recommend too.
Put it on the list.
Let's-
Just remember, when you do that, then you find more stuff beside the road.
Right.
That's
That's
just the other
That's for
part of
sure.
it.
If you go up, not if you go down.
Right. Well, yeah, what, you're talking about going down?
That's what you said.
Right.
Well, too,
You can
too,
go
you
down
know,
if you're
I think
charging
we-
free
And have a
correctly.
couple days a year where,
Oh, my God.
I know that
Yeah.
tires primarily
hear
are
that?
charging
What,
nothing.
oh, free days?
next to
We have a
nothing.
couple
Free
days a
day,
year. with
yes.
free- Yeah, we've talked about that ad nauseum.
Well, his, I mean,
No one would do it because it
Metal
costs
is
too much
worth-
money.
not much. I mean,
well, we
metal,
should write it in the budget.
recycling metal, you don't make much money on that anymore.
No, we'll let you get it.
One more.
One more.
One-
Here-
oh, no,
Here's
Becky,
my
you
thing,
said-
is if you're charging confidently for debris, if you're charging confidently for tires, if you're charging confidently for the special things, the layperson's regular trash charges should stay free, you shouldn't have to charge for them. If you're charging confidently for the specialty items that people are making money off of collecting anyway, you know, I mean, that just makes more sense to me, that if you charge more for construction debris, then your trash should be able to stay free.
And what makes you think they're not charging more for construction debris?
They are charging more for construction debris, but what I'm saying is that I mean, it was discovered last year, actually, it was laid on the selectmen's table last year at budget time, and I wasn't gonna bring that up, Royce, but it was, that there was construction debris coming in from a resident who was doing work in New Hampshire and was bringing his construction
Okay,
debris here.
So who shot the movie and brought it in and gave
I'm
it to the
just
police
saying.
so that they could take care of
I'm
it?
just
I handed it
saying.
to Mike so he
I'm
could
just
take care
saying.
of it.
I
Who
hear
did
you,
that?
and I heard it last year. I
Okay.
remember it.
Yeah.
I remember
Okay.
that.
It comes
So
up
I'm
every
just
year.
saying,
Becky?
is that if it's tied into their building permit, so that we don't
Yeah, that's a
So
good
that
idea,
we
I
know
think it's a
that
great
there's
idea.
only trash, debris, building
Make it
debris,
so they have
whatever
to get
coming
it done
right
stuff.
here. I mean, and that's what I'm saying, is that if we're taking care of that confidently, as far as the guy that
Right,
goes around, what does he do, $3 a bag or something? I mean, he's really not making a whole heck of a lot of money, and he's helping people that can't get to the dump because the dump hours kinda stink. The guy that does the commercial
I'm sorry.
trash pickup.
That's a
Oh,
whole
Right.
nother can of
No,
worms.
but Sheila just asked for that.
That is a can of worms,
Yeah,
something like
well,
that.
he's the only one out there doing it.
We can
No, I think
open,
it's Paul's
if we'd
son.
like to.
Paul's son-in-law.
So we
So-
know.
Paul's
That
son-in-law.
happened
Yeah.
many times.
So-
Becky's up.
I used to-
But if he's the only one doing it.
Thank you. Becky?
Oh, well, I'm new on the committee, so I've got a lot of questions, but when I looked at the budget, a couple of questions came up. Where are we with the immunization of the dump on transfer station employees?
Well, let's see, I guess it's only speculation, but I hear it didn't even pass, it didn't go anywhere.
That's what I'm worried
There's
about.
no,
Okay.
there are no union members working at the transfer at this
So
time.
that wouldn't affect the payroll.
Nobody wanted to vote for it.
They didn't want it.
No, they
Okay.
didn't want it.
Okay, great. And
They
that,
found out
that,
they were gonna pay for nothing.
that big compactor that you were going to look at in Massachusetts, what's happening with that?
I think it kinda got stopped right where it was, because it's, really didn't make much sense to put in an additional compactor that's not a true compactor. It was to break up heavy debris, and that's just gonna add an extra cost, because it just means that you process more stuff through in a smaller space.
That was,
And the demolition, the way we get it, it's not gonna work all that well. We don't need it.
So we
Our
have-
compactors, we're already handling it. And like I said, when we shorten our days, that's caused another problem, because the demolition has come on a lot. We've got a lot more demolition than we had, because we can't mix it with a mainstream road. Just doesn't work.
we have a
They don't have the room.
Ben?
We'll let you speak once more.
I can answer you more directly, I think, because it doesn't matter how much you cram into a metal container, we're paying by the ton.
Right.
So, you know, we can spend this, whatever it was, $48,000. I walked in late on that meeting, it was a lot of money.
You're right.
That's gonna only crush a little more and cram a little more into a container, but you're still paying by the ton. So it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna cost us and never save us a penny.
And if I might add too, Waste Management puts in their own machines over there. So that one would have been something we were buying. We shouldn't be doing it. They're paying for the cost of operating those machines. And upkeep and all that.
I just have one thing to say, that you can't put the demolition debris in with the trash, cause you know I know
That's
better.
way over our
I have
scope.
all kinds
No,
of
no, I'm
pictures.
just saying, you know I know better.
I think you were speculating. I think you should
No, no.
look now, Deborah. I really do.
Okay, can we
Things have
move on?
changed.
Yeah, we
We
gotta
gotta
move on
stay
here, please, thank you.
Yeah.
Services, are we done with outside services or whatever?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay,
Oh.
waste management.
Can I ask another question about waste management? You mentioned that the compactors fill up and that it's a problem on certain days. Is it possible to schedule,
Do you want
Waste
to pay help
management.
to be there?
no, for them to come like, at a different time than they come
They
now,
do.
so that they're not
They-
always full?
They show up on off days to haul out, so that it'll fit their schedule better. It helps for them, which in turn helps us. In other words, Thursday or Friday, they'll haul away whatever came in on Wednesday. In fact, now, what's going on is our mainstream waste is getting hauled, I believe, twice a day now. That's your regular trash. They're taking 2 cans out of there a day now, as opposed to what used to be 1, because of our shorter schedule.
It's just,
Okay,
Let us start eating trash.
so we are actually on, waste management.
We could put in a multi-billion-dollar burn plant over there, make electricity.
We actually are on waste management, that's gone up $16,000.
Yeah.
I don't know what we could possibly do.
There's,
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cut out debris and cut out commercial hauling.
Right. Yeah, well, yes.
That's one thing.
and going, and this is the point I made earlier when we were talking about the fence and everything. If there is illegal
Quiet,
dumping,
please.
if there's illegal dumping, that's done.
Turnkey to dump off.
I need a hammer,
You're getting slammed at the other end of the table.
please. One person at a time.
I agree with the
Sorry.
commercial hauling and all that jazz, that's one aspect to that, but again, if there is illegal dumping and we don't have proper security measures up there or surveillance, that's another thing that's adding to our costs. Like I said, if you look at that line over the last few years, that line's telling you one of two things, either A, we're growing at an exponential rate, or stuff's getting dumped in there when it shouldn't be. That's at least my 2
Which
cents.
we know that it's happening sometimes.
Again, so that's something else for the select.
Could be a combination.
Young
Yeah,
man,
combination.
if you've got time sometime, I'll be glad to accompany you to that transfer station and give you a tour.
Oh, like you
Or anybody else in here.
Don't go in the summer, don't go in the summer.
Don't go in the summer, it's bad.
I would love it. Can I bring my grandson?
Sure.
We're almost done.
We just have to be
Okay.
careful because a lot of people
Are
around
we
there
done
on
with
the
waste
days we're open
management?
now.
Wait, let me just see that, when Waste Management came in, their contract did go up, not a lot, but their contract did go up a little bit
Yeah,
too.
we know.
So, yeah, so I'm just saying that, like, that adds to
It
that.
always goes up.
And that's-
Every year.
And they go by Wall Street on that one, if I remember right, Ben, from
That's okay.
CPI.
Advertising,
Yeah.
please, let's go to advertising, it's a little, advertising, I mean, I don't know what we advertise.
Help
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
that works for me. So that makes this a total,
We don't know
We don't know
yet.
yet.
Table 3 don't know yet. Yeah, because we have 3 tables for special.
that's right. All right, is everyone, what we're going to do is ask for a meeting with them to go over this. I hope that we can be very organized with our thoughts.
Well, they should be here, but we shouldn't meet with them.
Yeah, we should ask them to come to our meeting. Perhaps, because they are, but, excuse me. Thank you
She's
very much.
asking why something's
I don't care
showing
what
up.
she's asking, I am talking. Thank you. What I'd like to do is perhaps give them a week, maybe next week, we can take a few minutes, organize our thoughts into exactly what we want to address with them, so that it won't be this all over the place.
Okay.
If we can get all our ideas together, we might be able to do that in a half hour.
Betty, I've written down a lot of the concerns, so once I process through the minutes, that should make it really easy.
It should make it easier for us, so let's go over that, does everyone agree that we'll go over that? I make a motion to go over it next week during some part of our
Sure.
meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you. Okay, now, what do we have left?
What are we doing next week, you know?
That's what I need to discuss. What did you do? What did you do?
What did you
What did you do the other night? You did fire, road,
Fire, roads, and ACL.
and ACO.
ACO, yeah.
Okay, I will see, let's see, tomorrow's Thursday. I will call tomorrow and see if those will be ready to go. Perhaps if there's few changes, we can still try and go with it. We've got a lot left to do, and I think that they're just about done. Yes?
Could I just make a suggestion that we do fire and highway on separate nights? Because I have a lot of questions about highway, and I know there are other people here that have a lot of questions
You
about
can
fire.
make the suggestion.
But they're
Right.
already done.
Personally, I disagree with it. I've told you right along, we're gonna have to put some long time in. If we're very organized, we don't talk all at once, we don't get off the subject. I think we can do both. And I say that because we've got no time left. If it snows,
Yeah.
and I've looked and said, when can we do another meeting, but where? This room is busy all the time. Other people,
Don't remind me.
yeah, I mean, I don't wanna go to the library where everyone could hear, I mean, not that it's not on the camera, but I just think that would be quite disruptive of the library, and to me, I don't know where else we could go, except
Well,
for trains.
Worst case scenario, quite honestly. Now, I know the selectmen have held meetings in the treasurer's office. I also know the way we used to do things right out in the lobby.
Correct, yes,
So if need be, we can always bust out tables and chairs and go back to old
that's a good
school.
point.
Right.
But
We don't wanna.
This
I
one's
said-
Unless you men are gonna get here early and do it all, yeah.
That's
I can see where Deb's coming from because those are two massive budgets.
Yes.
I mean, look at what we just did with the transfer station tonight. There's going to be questions, there's going to be concerns, and if we had addressed this at a prior meeting, if we're not getting the information in advance, and we're getting it the night of the meeting, there's going to be questions.
Yeah, that's-
And there's no way we're gonna be able to bust through both.
All right, let's take a vote. Who wants to do fire and roads on the same night? Anybody? No. Okay, then we don't. So next week,
Do we have any small ones?
ACL.
ACO, that will be a breeze for the most part.
yeah, so let's put fire off, because I know road, I believe roads is completely done from what
All right.
I saw
Roads is
when I
finished, and
watched
so
it.
is fire.
Highway
We
and
finished the other
ACL.
I
night.
thought there was one more question on fire, no? So I would think, well, I'll call them up, we'll get one or the other. I'll try
See if
tomorrow.
you can get the stuff, so we gotta have it in.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
because
I
it
will
was
call.
nice for him to send that transfer one. I'm sorry, I
Right.
don't mean to cut you off.
No, that's true.
I'll call Jordan tomorrow.
Even though I didn't count on it.
But I'll call the chief and, the road commissioner. Tommy, thank you.
And I know
Whoever
Chief wants to
says
be with us.
yay first is the one we'll do.
Right.
And, I know, and ACL, animal
Well, with the
control.
highway, it'll
Yeah.
depend on the weather.
And ask if you can send
Well,
them.
yes, right, highway
No
depends on
kidding.
the weather. So,
No kidding,
maybe-
really.
Yeah, how,
So should we base it off a weather forecast?
well, yeah, we don't
The
know.
next clear day
I
is,
think
40 and sunny, okay.
let's try for fire, because we may be catching up with ourselves, and we haven't, and if we had a problem with the road, maybe some of the smaller ones may be coming in soon.
Right, okay, so
So I'm
we'll try for
thinking.
fire.
Does anyone know what, I would say, Royce, what are they going to go over next week?
I'll be honest with you, I really don't know. what
right
to do.
behind you.
Is it,
Yeah, on the
What
calendar.
does it say?
I can't see it
You can take, that's just magnetic, you can take it right off there.
Thank you.
That's just held up there with magnets, you can take it right off, bring it to the table if you
I'm
like.
had to get held together with Vegas too.
Yeah,
Some duct tape for me, but.
yeah, and use over
So,
the tape tonight.
I would
That was done fire.
Yeah.
Where does it say? Sue? No. Sue?
I know they still have general government, just use.
Right, that'll be a
I don't
big
see a
one.
budget here.
On Monday, no budget?
No, it's
Roy,
Sue, Ed,
Nice meeting you.
Merrill,
Okay, so that's Metro Cap.
I
Nancy,
don't think so.
Wyman,
That's Historical Society.
Historical.
and meeting with Milton Boss.
Oh, yeah, so after we
Session.
finish here with the
You
Board of
guys-
Selectmen,
you
we're
got
going to
planning board.
Milton to talk about the NIAID, which is a whole nother ball of wax that we
I would-
have to pay money for.
So there is no budget next week?
My friend.
Well.
We don't know.
We don't know if anything's done though.
Right.
But we've got at
We
least
got-
two that we can
Yeah,
use.
so I'll
What do we
schedule,
have left to do?
that's another thing.
Oh, we have got everything left to do.
We got a
It's a
lot
lot
of
of different views, it's a lot of. Some people do.
General.
All right, general government needs to be
Right,
done,
absolutely.
elections needs to be done, ACO, we're gonna do, legal needs to be done, insurance, mapping, dispatch, contingency,
Oh, wait, there's more.
yeah, no spray.
Dispatch, that wasn't
Well, a lot of these, we can,
Well,
yes,
A lot of those
Defender
are.
fire.
a lot of those will take us a minute.
Transfer, hydrants, that's
Whatever
a,
they
that's a
charge.
no,
It's
that's a
by
no.
itself, but it's not neat though.
EMA, fire,
Finalized.
general assistance and relief agencies, those need to be done, cemetery, annual festivals,
Oh my God, I think I'm going to take a chance.
capital purposes,
Use the little boys room.
revenue.
Coffee.
So, maybe we're halfway.
Well, a lot of those are gonna take no time.
Yeah.
Well, general government.
General government's a biggie.
So there's about 4 or 5 of them.
And
Yeah, no sprays, easy,
Fire.
I would
hydrant,
just advise
Highways.
that we just pass everything.
And the cemetery is gonna be very hard because we have that
I
new
hope they got
Prospect
that on
Hill, so we have to
They
add
did.
for
Yeah,
mowing, for care,
Believe me,
we have to add for flags, we have, I mean, we have
Is
to
it
add a
done?
lot of stuff. No, they haven't done it yet, but that's gonna be hard.
have to
Can't
go
do it.
to
Meeting in Milton School.
What's that?
Is that what the meeting?
And some people don't see it that way.
No, that,
That's
Milton
the
brought
basics
over a paper
speaking
the
of-
other day
of
when,
NIAID.
and they just signed it. There's no paperwork with it, how much it was costing, there's no,
Well, then
how
I
much we're
already
getting,
did.
nothing, and
LD one
Christine
there.
Paul just signed it, so
I don't know, Skip. I don't know.
it's, so it's all guesswork.
Did they
LD
pass
one.
everything?
Whatever happened with it.
Nothing has ever happened with it. Can I have your attention, please?
I just saw a bill in Congress.
Could you make a couple, anyone have copies of all of,
I don't know.
that was on,
No,
I took out
I
a
know,
notebook.
we all should do
No, I
that.
know.
Okay,
Well, I have.
I have my old one.
That-
That check
that's,
mark
I
all
think
over.
that's my, I think that's the old one, that's all right.
Excuse me, Ben,
Yes?
are you going to now request a meeting with the select board on the transfer station? Is
I
that,
shall do that.
so we have to add that too, that we.
Well, I don't know when it
finish
is.
that. Right, but I mean,
It
I'm
won't
just
be
saying,
next week if you're going,
but I'm just saying is if we could do like fire and the select, I mean, these are really, it's 3 small parts of a larger budget, so if we could do those on the same night, like this with general government or something, do you know what I'm saying? Because you were looking to combine, if we have to do general government with the selectmen anyway, we can do this with them
but
too, you know?
it's unfortunate, I have to go with what they've done.
Right.
It's not, I can't come up with a schedule, I wish I could, but I
Right.
can't because I don't know what they're doing.
They don't even know.
As far as the meeting with the selectmen, if I put together what we've talked about here with the questions that have come up, and then I email it to everybody, and then you get back to me and I can add to it,
Okay.
we
And
kind
then
of
we,
do
it
it
should
over
take us like
email.
5 minutes to be ready for a meeting, 10 minutes.
Right.
And
That'd
then
be
when we're
wonderful.
done, you can also email it to the selectmen,
Yes, so
Yeah,
they have
they have-
so they have a heads up about what
Okay.
we need to talk about.
Yeah, we'll have to tell Royce to tell him.
With,
Or I'll call her, I'll try and call Christine tomorrow.
with all that, should one of us reach out to Jordan to get payroll info?
I got it on my notes, to be honest with you.
Okay, I figured you would, but I just wanted,
Yeah, I
figured
I
somebody.
try to come up at least once a week and talk to everyone I need to say something to.
Thanks, Royce.
If I can come up on, like on a Thursday, it's easier, I like face to face,
I skipped
rather
you.
than phones.
Sure,
She was left.
I know, I have more flexibility than you do, but I appreciate it, and you're awesome. Yeah, and they're used to me. They go, oh,
Probably lost the old one.
she mystified me. She comes, everybody run.
So is this,
All right, we're gonna finish with minutes and then we can, I think that would be,
If you get ready, look at that.
This is your copy.
all right, we've gone through, have we approved the minutes? No.
We approved one for just on one.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have another one to approve. If I can,
Should
I
we
have actually read it.
Do you want to start with the November one?
We don't have to read them, you don't have to read them.
Oh,
Becky.
okay.
We'll go over. 111 is the one in question.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Okay. Can I just say that this one was approved then? Does anyone have any questions about the November one?
I don't have 111, you gave me,
I just gave you.
no, you gave me,
Yeah.
no.
No, that's 11, that's the 11.
Right, I don't have
Okay.
111.
You don't?
No.
Well.
We just talked about this one here, the 111, and we changed that Paul can issue cannot issue.
I've lost
Can
my-
issue applications, but not permits.
Oh, no.
We changed that.
you had the wrong one.
Okay.
No, we
Was-
don't.
Excuse me, ladies, hello? Hello?
We're trying.
I
You
got
all set now?
I was freaking. I
Oh,
thought I was
good,
pretty good.
okay. All right, does anyone have anything else besides that? Anyone see anything else in here?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, I just got it.
Well,
You want one to read it?
oh, I have stuff on that. All right, now, is everyone getting stuff that's being emailed to them?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Did it work today? Did you get it? when
I got, I believe I got everything.
I did notice that some of your emails were coming from an iCloud account.
Yes, I think that's part of like the little mess. I'm telling you, it's so messed up, and my computers and my phones and the connection of the two people, oh, it's really, it's a mess. I'll call you, Becky.
Who do you have? Who do you have for service?
I have MetroCast, it's not the problem, it's that somehow, just a minute, somehow Ellen's phone and my phone and emails got kind of all mixed up, and now there's iCloud into my anyway. And I get a bounce back. Some people will not, MetroCast will not forward this. So, anyway, that's why you see things from Becky that are supposed to be from me, because.
Not yet. Okay, all
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Budget committee meeting minutes, January 11th, 2017. Any motion to open the meeting at 6:30, seconded by Judy. Roll call present, Skip, Becky, Batchelder, Laura, Bragg, Betty, Judy, Becky Beal, Karina, and Sean.
Can I make a recommendation?
Yes.
You don't have to read it if you
Right.
read it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I
Okay, go ahead,
appreciate it.
go for it.
No.
That's great.
Does anyone see anything else?
Was this the
Go ahead.
I just
Yes.
actually have two questions. The first
Yes,
one,
yeah.
is under.
Did you come
old-
late?
The first one's under the old business,
Yeah?
and I'd just like to know if,
You were here.
what was decided on Conservation Commission with the 150.
Okay, I have that in my notes to talk about,
Here.
after we get through this, we'll talk about old business. I have, okay?
Oh, okay, because you asked if I had any questions about the minute, so that.
Yeah, okay, the question is, the
And the
answer to
second
your
one
question
is,
is no, but we'll talk about that.
okay, and the second one is on the planning board budget, and whether or not, you guys decided to uphold the, I think it was $100 or whatever it was for a cell phone for, Jen Griffin.
That, what
No.
they ended up doing was,
Because I
compromising
wasn't-
on that and had reduced it from the original, so we just
It's
let it go as it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was reduced from the meeting that you
those were my
were
only
at.
two questions on the
No,
budgets. and
from
I
the
just
meeting
couldn't
you were
get-
at,
Yeah,
and we were at the same meeting, it was reduced from that, so
okay, thank you.
I didn't say anything about it. Okay, everyone,
Yep.
Make a
I
motion
make a
to-
motion, we,
good,
we accept the minutes as written.
second?
Okay, well,
Little
I wanna be
changes.
added.
I added you.
Oh, yeah?
I was
I
here.
didn't get the sign-in sheet last week,
No.
so I was relying
Yeah, I
on.
stole it.
Yeah.
I stole it.
I put you in and I will fix that before I give it to.
So,
Yeah.
make the motion to accept the minutes with approved corrections.
Second,
I have a question.
all in favor?
Dale Best asked about minutes from last year,
And I gave you a response, did you not get it?
that I had the wrong date. It was sometime in February when she had the last meeting.
And I said, yes, and I said on that date that you wrote, I assume you had the correct date.
I
right?
didn't. I tried to remember it from afar.
Because the third, you said the third, I believe,
I said the
February.
6th.
The sixth, well, if you look in February 3rd's notes, which I did, it said we weren't meeting until the 17th, so we weren't meeting on the 6th. That's what I
Right,
said.
right, so that's the 3rd. Okay, so I'll fix that. But are there any minutes?
Is that the only one she didn't have? I took it that was the one that was missing. I thought that's what you
No,
meant.
she doesn't have anything from February on.
They're on the town website.
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's a communication issue. Because I'm looking right here, 2016.
Okay, I'll tell her that and she can print them out.
Yeah,
Okay.
good idea.
Do you have an email
She was
address?
only, at that time, she wasn't the town clerk, so that might be why there's that.
What if? I can't remember.
I have
They're
you
there,
on
so.
Yeah, they're there.
They're there.
I'll send you, just message you.
Yeah.
I did start
You did.
Becky, we have a code of living wages, it should be cost.
Where?
The first line in code enforcement budget.
Okay.
So that
She's
should be
good.
Code of McCullen.
Well, I have to be able to, I have to have a chance to read it to be able
We
to.
can just make an add.
Oh, it is, yes. They're very close on the keyboard. Okay, anything else?
Haven't gotten over it through yet.
Code of living.
A code of living
Yeah, give me a
wages.
figure what that was.
Okay.
This is the MSC. Get in here.
Get myself in trouble. Just out of curiosity, is lawsuit one word? I think so. It's 2 words.
It's a suit of laws.
Good word.
Code of living with suit of law.
Where was that?
Sounds good.
Okay, one word. Okay. Maybe.
And what a meeting,
Drawing a blank, is that actually the name of the magic show? Tricky Dickies?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Can you believe it?
Pretty sad.
I've seen it, it's
It's
so
named after
lame.
Richard Nixon.
I am not a crook.
One word. Lawsuit is one word.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Do you have a town
Thank you.
office
Technology.
server?
And is it
Town
one?
office server?
Well, yes and no. Yeah, you
Yeah, we
have
actually know that something
you
is
have
misspelled.
computer racking as
Actually
one.
look up.
a hard drive and a computer racking as a server, yes.
So is it right to call it a town office server?
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
we approve the minutes, yes?
Well,
We
Although,
didn't.
we didn't vote yet, because
Yeah,
Jerry keeps
Oh, we-
finding
oh.
mistakes.
Oh, she's still reading, I'm
I
sorry.
am still reading. I
Okay.
just turned to the second page.
You know.
Oh, I got one.
Okay.
Kristen Torno.
Interesting.
Yeah? I think we don't need to do that. You?
I can fix it if I know where it is.
It's
Second
under
page.
old business,
Okay.
not the first one on there.
Christine, okay. Well, you and G are close.
That's why I didn't sign up for secretary. I haven't heard.
Oh, my God.
And you can
I
spell,
can't
you can
spell
spell
check.
check it till you're blue in the face and make up stuff like that.
No, not if it's a real word.
Yeah, it is.
You probably thought it was Christ.
What do we think about getting some tabs and dividers for our books?
We don't have any? You don't have
You don't
any?
have any?
I don't have any.
You don't have any? Oh, just come in and ask Dale for some,
Oh, okay.
right?
Okay.
You should have them, shouldn't they? Ask her for some. You can charge the budget.
Okay.
I think we all have them. Russ must probably have them from,
I've been using
Another
up what I
year.
had
Yeah,
left
yeah.
over from teaching.
yeah.
But I don't
I
need
need too many things, that's.
And if you can't get them, I may have some, on my phone from, some project or something.
And if we started posting our posting our meetings on the website.
I did call Sue and asked her if Chris was after. I didn't notice it.
She did send, yes, she did send a notice that they're always on Wednesday at 6.
Okay.
It's like a little banner,
That's
all
fine.
meetings or.
Fine, great.
Okay.
I think
I
that's
thought it was
fine.
flashing when it came onto my,
Okay, that's good.
That was in your brain.
I'm good. You
Has
got
that-
it?
has that been-
Okay, Judy, go for it.
I already did.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, second,
Yeah, we got a second.
all in favor? All right, good. The only other thing, okay, is old business, the Conservation Committee. I don't have an answer on that yet. I did write a note to John, because I know he meets
And John,
this
did you
week on
send him?
Thursday. Told him that there was a question of legality of doing that, and that perhaps he might want to discuss with them doing a fundraiser, and I hope to have an answer for him soon, and I will try and remember, I wrote it down to bring that up, but again, and see if we have an answer yet as to whether it can be done or can't be done. I don't have any other old businesses, anybody?
yeah.
Yeah, was that a yes?
No.
No. Okay. Public participation, anybody? No?
Oh, come
I
on.
think we're all done.
I make the motion.
We let him
I
talk,
second
he's
it.
not allowed it.
All in favor?
Oh, wait, who's the captain?
Laura second,
And who
or
motion?
no, you second, she made,
I made
sorry.
motion second. Wait a minute, who's you?
Laura made the motion, Jerry,
I second it.
sorry.
You and you.
You and you.